Welcome back. If you've just joined us, you're watching the news at 10 on Channels Television, coming to you live from Lagos. A reminder of our top stories. Federal government lists benefits of Nigeria's participation in the 72nd session of the United Nations General Assembly as President Buhari arrives London after the meeting in New York. Nigeria Customs Service displays 470 pump-action rifles in Lagos, imported from Turkey, the third such seizure in about 9 months. Our big story tonight looks at the level of compliance with the Anti-Open Grazing Act in Benue State as the deadline for implementation of law draws closer. And US announces more sanctions against North Korea, targets persons and companies trading with Pyongyang. A quick reminder that for more on our top stories and others, please visit our websites channelstv.com and youtube.com/channelsweb. And log on to m.channelstv.com to watch us on your mobile device or download the Channels TV app for Android, iOS and Windows devices from their respective stores. Having the Channels TV and Channels 24 app will give you access to news and updates. You also have access to the Eyewitness feature, with which you can share those pictures, videos or news of happenings around you. Just install the app, then tap and swipe to reveal the menu, and then follow the instructions. Now we have some of those pictures that were sent in to us. Let's begin with one from Madagali local government area of Adamawa State, with this image showing pupils learning under a tree. According to our Eyewitness reporter, the children have no choice because their school was affected by the insurgency. And here's a picture from police barracks in Abuja showing the state of the road there. Our Eyewitness reporter says the condition of the road makes people walk long distances to get to their destinations, and he wants it repaired as soon as possible. Here's another one of a bad road, this time from Delta State. Our Eyewitness reporter is pleading with the authorities involved to do something about it. And let's end with this picture from Owerri, the Imo State capital, showing a woman with a baby walking through the flood. Eyewitness reporter says it resulted from a heavy downpour and is calling for urgent assistance from the government as many residents have been displaced. Thanks a lot for all your pictures. Do keep them coming. And speaking about the floods there in Imo, over 50 houses have been submerged and many families displaced in Owerri, the capital, after a heavy rainfall left the city flooded. The rains, which lasted for over 12 hours, destroyed properties worth millions of naira. Affected victims are appealing to the state government to come to their rescue. Areas mostly affected include the federal housing estate at Chukwumangwaha Road, old CBN quarters at Ebu Road, as well as the Federal Housing World Bank estate.
Early this year, NIMET listed some states that should prepare for heavy flooding, where Imo State was also listed, even though it took a while in Imo State after Lagos, Benue, Rivers and some parts of Anambra State have had their own fair share of torrential rainfall. This is the outcome of the heavy downpour that lasted for over 12 hours. Federal Housing Estate Egbu by Chukwumangwaha Junction is the worst hit. Several houses have been submerged and people displaced. Victims are already counting their losses.
This rain just started. We thought say it go just rain small and stop. The thing no fit stop. Around I think 3 o'clock or 2 before then, all the fence, neighborhood fence, all of them don't fall down, and all our neighbors they cry. Water, 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 water. Nobody fit help each other. They carry my load. Even my children, I don't forget them away. My senior brother don't come carry them because of water. All my TV, my chairs, everything in my house, yeah, spoil.
I can't enter my house. I cannot enter my house. I'm telling you now. The water have consumed all my phone. Right now, I'm an internally displaced person.
The State Emergency Management Agency says it's aware of the situation and will begin an assessment of the affected areas. The coordinator maintains that even though they've commenced awareness campaigns following NIMET's warning, some landlords and builders disregard the warning and they continue to build on waterways which compel the state government to embark on its urban renewal program in the state.
Our problem is our environmental practices are very poor. I must have to confess. And we always wait for government to do everything for us. But there are things we should do ourselves. Keeping our environments clean is not the work of the government, it is our work. If your environment is clean and your gutter is cleaned up, you won't have flood in your area.
Residents of the affected areas and victims who've been displaced from their homes are appealing to the federal and state authorities for urgent intervention.
The joint health sector unions have embarked on an indefinite industrial action following the expiration of a 7-day warning strike in accordance with a directive from the national body. Compliance to the directive appears to be almost total, even as members declare it indefinite, pending the time their demands are met by the federal government.
Members of the Joint Health Sector Unions, JOHESU, at the Federal Medical Center in Abeokuta, the capital of Ogun State, southwest Nigeria, embark on a peaceful protest armed with placards demanding better conditions of service. Their counterparts in Owerri, Ondo State, mirror these actions.
When we go to government hospitals where we are supposed to get the best of medical care, what we get in return is less than what the patient's population expects.
Staffs are whole several areas, promotion areas, 2013, 14, 15, 16, even 17 is piling up now. Even we talk about the inequality in the hospital sector in terms of attention given to the medical doctors and other staffs.
Protesters in the Lagos University Teaching Hospital insist their demands are backed by the law.
A number of judgments, JOHESU judgment, collective judgments, that government is not respecting. And in all of these judgments, there is none that there is a stay of execution.
The Ladoke Akintola University Teaching Hospital, Osogbo in Osun State, is deserted. Some offices are under lock and key, due in part to the health workers' strike, an ongoing warning strike by the state chapter of the Nigeria Medical Association, and a state holiday to commemorate the new Islamic year. Away from the southwest to the Ilorin University Teaching Hospital in the north-central state of Kwara, health workers troop home after being briefed by the union. It's raining in Bauchi State and patients are afraid of being sent home due to total shutdown of Abubakar Tafawa Balewa Teaching Hospital.
Let them have mercy as God have mercy on us. For the poor people who they are admitted, let them don't go on strike.
It's a different story at the Barau Diko Teaching Hospital in Kaduna, where health workers, including nurses, laboratory scientists, pharmacists and others, are seen at their duty posts, attending to patients and discharging other daily activities. It appears there's a good reason why they have defied the national body.
The government of Kaduna State, under the leadership of Governor Nasser El-Rufai, doesn't have any issue with any salary or allowance, any personal emolument with anybody.
For now, the strikes are in effect only in federal institutions, but union members warn that if their demands are not met, health workers in state and local government institutions will join. Mary Alale Yusuf, Channels Television News.
To discuss the health union strike action and its implications, you can see I'm being joined in the news at 10 by the national president of the Joint Health Sector Unions, Mr. Josiah Bio, all the way from Abuja. Thanks a lot for joining us from the news at 10.
Thank you.
Now, we understand there was a 30-day ultimatum and then a 7-day ultimatum before this strike action. Did you not get any response from the government at all concerning your grievances within that period?
Certainly, we didn't get any response that would have warranted averting the strike action.
Okay.
Yeah.
And if I can understand what you're saying... I
said we did not get any.
Okay.
We did not get any response, any positive response from the government.
Okay. Now let's look at some of your
demands. Even when we gave them a short list of 3 issues that they must attend to before we can take to our members in the special neck in Ilorin, we couldn't get any. So at the special neck in Ilorin, the members made it clear that enough is enough, since the patient dog never gets any bone to eat anymore. then the patient dog will no longer be patient.
Looking at some of the demands that you have listed there, you've listed quite a few of them. Let's start with the issue of obsolete equipment. You've talked about poor maintenance of facilities. These are issues that tend to count across the health sector generally anyway. So how do you think this can be resolved in terms of how feasible your demands are right now?
Thank you. Talking about health service, it's not just the personnel. And if you look at the health institutions or structures all around the Federation, you can see that they are not in good shape. And if we are unable to put or give in the best because we lack certain infrastructure and equipment, the blame will go that we are not actually ready to discharge our duties. And that's why it's a very important demand for us. We have also asked that more funding should be provided for the health sector, so that these can be put into better shape. Aside that, our demands some dates back to 2009, some 2012, and 2014. Topmost, the adjustment of current salaries, skipping, and the disrespect for court judgments that the federal government, after taking us to court most times, and then when the courts rule, they disrespect those rulings, and they refuse to implement what the court has said. Well, the same government, again, is always very quick to go to court to get a restraining order rather than coming to solve the problems. And these are dated back to last year, 2016, when we embarked on the 7 days warning strike, and then because we have concern for the Nigerian citizen and appeals were made, we suspended the action, and the government said it will deal with all the issues. And as we speak today, nothing was done. We gave 30 days notice, dated the 14th of August, which expired 13th of September. And again, we gave another final 7 days notice, but in the normal way that the ministry is known for, or the government is known for. They waited for the last minute and then tried to ambush us by saying they've called for discussions. And when we went there, true and behold, all the items listed, no one was given proper attention. All was just promissory notes.
All right, National President of the Joint Health Sector Union, Mr. Josiah Bio, thank you for joining us on the News at 10 tonight. And when the News at 10 returns, Auditor General of the Federation seeks autonomy for office to ensure transparency and accountability in Nigeria's audit system. That's on Business. Do join us again.